Celebration this morning. And as I greet you this morning and welcome you, I know that nothing happens by chance. Each and every one of us had a divine appointment. We answered that call and we showed up. And I also offer this to our viewing audience, that we are all part of a great and amazing web of life. And each of us is a strand on this web. And what we know, there is a greater honoring and unconditional love for this very, very fragile web of life. And Peter Anthony will be speaking for us at Wednesday Night Live about 12-12-12. And I know nothing happens by chance, and that 12-12-12 landed on a Wednesday so that we could all be there and he could impart the revelation of this energy as we are going into a spiritual age. And I really believe that deeply. I have been doing this for 38 years. I was teaching self-image psychology before that at the university level as an elective. So what I know is that we are created in the image and likeness of God, that it is not only good, it's what? Very good. This is the energy in which we live and move and have our being when we are at one with ourselves. When we are not at one with ourselves, we've given our power away to the outer world. Today we're talking about the spirit of peace, the peace that passes all understanding, the peace that is within each and every one of us. The Bible states in Psalms, "Be still and know that I am God." That energy is right here, right now, with so much going on the planet, that we cannot buy into the outer world. It is the outer world of appearances, conditions, and effects. It changes, it shifts. The eternal reality is within us. It is changeless, it is deathless, it is timeless. It is the energy of God. So the spirit of peace, we come in with it. And we have lessons, and we learn, and we grow, and we unfold. And we have tools that when we get stuck in certain areas of our life, and usually you know that I am facilitating the 4 agreements every Tuesday night, and that second night was don't take it personally. That there is a spirit of non-attachment. That even when the arrows are slung at you, it's not about you at all. It's about the energy that we can absolutely put our hand out and know that there is only peace no matter what that energy looks like, because we're not the target, we're merely in the firing range. And when you're in the firing range, it's because, hey, I got some learning to do here. Am I going to take it personally, and I'm going to, get the energy field in on it and say, look at what they did, and get that whole victim consciousness going, and people will agree with me and say, oh, you poor thing, and I don't know how you do it. We know the people to call that'll do that for us, don't we? And we also know the people that we can call and say, this is not about you. It's only about you if you make it about you. If there's an energy charge, what is it for us to learn, to grow past that reaction? See, it's not about reacting and giving our power away to the outer. It's about standing firm in the peace that passes all understanding, the peace of God. Whatever we conceive our higher power to be, whatever name we put on it. Now, it's interesting. We know that nothing happens by chance. And I did not get any emails on the center computer because it's having a malfunction. And, I am blessing it. I finally reached the point where I could bless it. And, right? And not feel the effect of it. Yeah. And I also have alternatives with another email address so that, I could get things sent out. And thank God for Luana and Constant Contact that, you all knew that I was going to talk about the spirit of peace today. And it's interesting, an email came in at 1:11 this morning. And I called Linda because our computer wasn't sending out because the server was not cooperating. And I even talked to it and told her, you're doing a great work. You need to get this out. This is about, the center. But, it takes sometimes other energies to come in and that know how to really tweak it and do its thing. So she said, did you get the email at 1:11 this morning? And I said, no, I didn't. She said, it was from your daughter. And I said, oh. And she said, yes. They went to a holiday party, and at midnight it was over. And they ran in to get Tai, my 3-year-old beautiful grandson, the most beautiful being on the planet, in case I didn't tell you. And ran in to get him, and they kept the car running so it would stay warm. They ran in for maybe 5-10 minutes at the most. They came out, it was gone. With their money, their purse, their cell phones, everything in the car. Gone. So at 1:11, I guess they got home, and she sent out an email to please know the truth for them. And I'm thinking, you know, as a mother, as Linda's sharing this, I'm thinking it's right before Christmas, and I'm having great compassion for my kids, and that they're going through this. And then I just had a thought, and Linda said she did too, that some kid's out for a joyride, and, you know, doing whatever he's doing. And I went into compassion for whoever it was that felt they needed this car at midnight on a Saturday night, and went into that realm. And what I know is that when we have these things happen, and, you know, right before Christmas, and all of, you know, I'm thinking about the $400 car seat for Tai and all of these kinds of things that were in the car, that the truth is, it's all God's. And when we can let go and let God do what God does best, I believe the perfect person shows up. And Gigi said when she was in Big Bear and she found a woman's purse, $26,000 in the checking account, lots of cash, lots of credit cards. But isn't it amazing that when we affirm that which I am seeking is seeking me, that there is a peace that passes all understanding, that there is an energy that goes before me and prepares the way, that a spiritual person would find that purse with the $26,000 in it and all the credit cards and call the number. You can imagine being on the other end of that. Oh, just the joy, the relief, the energy. There is a God! There is a God! You can just feel that energy. And when we get it at the deepest level, to know the angels go before us and prepare the way as we become a lamp unto our own feet. And what that means is our feet, remember, representing the understanding, the light into our path, the energy that is with us always. And when we understand how the principles work, as within, so without, yes, we go into panic for a moment. We go into reaction for a moment. That's healthy. That's a discharge of the negative energy. And then we get on the solution level. And when we got on the solution level, we put the things in place and open the space for the miracle. And when we open the space for the miracle, miracles happen. I am so reminded of Mother Teresa on a Christmas day in Bosnia. And she heard that the children were in an orphanage. And she took the Sisters of Charity and they flew into Bosnia and there was fire. And she said, on Christmas Day, there will be a ceasefire. And she and her little troop of sisters marched across the battlefield into that orphanage. And there was a ceasefire. And not even the gates of hell could prevail against her because she was so clear. On Christmas Day, there will be a ceasefire. The spirit of peace goes before us and prepares the way as we envelop the children. And each and every one of us, we have the inner child within us. We also have the place within us that has never been hurt, grieved, given offense, or been offended. The place of spirit that is within us, that knows that it knows that it knows. And these quickenings of 12, 12, 12 that come in to bring the added light, to dissipate that which no longer serves us, if we are willing to release it and say, how does this serve me? And to look at, see if it does serve us. And to look at our negative patterns when they come up and our conditioning. I mean, my mother had a saying. She didn't, my father was an alcoholic. He would go on binges, usually around Christmas time, interestingly enough. And we had these walnut trees on our property. And she said, well, what do you think? Money grows on trees? We heard that a lot, right? She said, yes, it does. Here's the gunny sacks. Let's hire the immigrant workers. They took the walnut trees. They shook them. Now the walnuts came down. She and I peeled them. I don't know if you've ever peeled a walnut, but your hands do turn black. It's a dye. We filled gunny sacks. She sold them. She made $500. We always had the best Christmas ever without my father. that she had that spirit. I was born on her birthday, what can I say? She had that spirit within her that knew, until later on in life, she gave her power away. And she looked outside of herself. But in my childhood, she was a strong person. And she looked at the resources around her. I don't have any money. But does money grow on trees? Yes, it does. And had the resourcefulness to hire the workers to shake the money off the trees. And that really said something to me and encoded within me that when things look the worst, as Ernest Holmes said, is the best time to pray, the most fulfilling, to know the truth, is that place of God. He said to desert the truth in the hour of need is to prove you've never known it. So in those moments of need, where the peace that passes all understanding, the peace of God, where a little tiny 4'10" woman can say, there will be a ceasefire. Well, there's a ceasefire within us as well. Peace, be still, Jesus said. Be still, calm the waves of emotions. Let's walk over the waters of turbulence. Let's calm the inner pressure. Let's know the truth. Be still and know that I am God. That God presence within each and every one of us, it is there, it is alive, it is well. It's doing its divine thing every time we extend our hand in kindness. Every time we take higher ground. Every time we don't need to be right. The Course in Miracles states, would you rather be right or happy? So, it's not worth the negative energy. It's about letting go and letting God do what God does best by means of each and every one of us. It's that knowingness, that deep, deep knowingness. I saw a great little thing on Facebook, and I will amend it a bit for the sake of the service, but it was Glinda the Good Witch in The Wizard of Oz. Didn't we love her with her little wand and her little tiara and her beautiful little dress, and she's got the wand. And she said, oh dear, karma's only a witch if you are. I've amended it. You get the idea. So the thing we're looking for, we're looking with, right? The thing we're looking for, we're looking with. Things are only negative if we are. There's, when we talk about good karma and bad karma, it's all cause and effect. What we put into the law of mind returns into us. It's very logical. It's very reasonable, really. It's only that when stuff happens and we think, I'm such a good person, and I could hear my daughter, I haven't spoken to her yet, but, we're good people. But the truth is, when these things, as the Rabbi Kushner said, why bad things happen to good people, is that allows us to go deeper. And one of the things that moved me that he said so deeply about peace, that he was grieving the loss of his child and sitting on a beach. And he said he saw some children and they were building a sandcastle and they had moats and trussels and all kinds of wonderful, wonderful little things in this castle. He said it was perfect. They had even made like little wonderful little soldiers, and they've got their hats on, and ladies in waiting. He said it was just amazing. And all of a sudden, this huge wave came, crashed it, took it out. And he thought, oh, they're going to be so upset. They're going to be hysterically crying and upset. He said, no, not at all. These two little children began screaming and giggling and grabbed each other's hand and ran up the beach. At that moment, I knew the secret of life, that when the waves come crashing down, if there's a hand to hold and run up the beach of life, it's all worth it. Because in the final analysis, it's about our relationship with each other. That when we have a hand to hold and we reach out. And he said, at that moment I was healed. I was in peace at the loss of my beloved son. And in those moments that come up for us, when we can reach out and know there is a hand to hold, and sometimes it's within us. And when it's within us, be still and know that I am God. That we have the opportunity every day of our lives to make a new agreement with ourselves, to know the truth that sets us free to be who we are, and the recognition that allows us to go forth into life in a way that we've never quite gone forth before. That when we go out and the car is missing and the money is missing and the purses and the wallets or whatever, the cell phones, that there underneath that, there is a deeper meaning. There is a letting go and letting God do what God does best by means of each and every one of us. And I remember when my San Diego ministry, and we had, a beautiful, it was an actual house that we had our offices in, and then we had a beautiful structure on the hill in Mission Valley. And I remember going in and having everything out of, we call it the church house. It was gone. Everything was gone. All my beautiful furnishings in my office, everything in the living room, all my artwork, everything that I had in there, it was gone. And the chief of police was a friend, and he actually called me, and he said, we've got a run on some warehouse out in El Cajon, and we're going to go out there. And I want you to know, they went out there, every single piece of furniture, artwork, down to, a little golden pencil was returned. Everything, within like 3 days. So what I know is that there is a power for good in the universe greater than we are, and we can use it. And when we allow ourselves to say, hey, I can choose peace instead of this, and it's not that we're not going to have our immediate reaction, because I know that I have been burglarized and a few in this room have, and we have our immediate reaction, and then letting it go and realize, is there anything I can do about it? If so, what? Let me sit down and be at peace. Let me send the energy of peace forward. Let me know that as I choose peace instead of negative emotions that I'm going to carry around and get a pity party going with a lot of people that were just waiting for the invitation to join me. Right? Oh, yeah. Then I'm going to know the truth about this. That I am going to go within and I'm going to commune with something greater than I am that is within me and moves through me. And it's not that we like it. We don't have to like it. There's a lot of things we don't like, but we draw the larger circle. He drew a circle that shut me out. Heretic, rebel, a thing to flout. But love and I had the wit to win. We drew a circle that took him in. We have a consciousness of spirituality. We make the adjustment. It's not about them. Why do I always have to be the one to forgive? You have the awareness. You make the adjustment. It's the one that has the awareness. Better to be on our end than on the other, and extend the hand of friendship and love and peace and wisdom through the experience. So today, as I greet you with profound respect and esteem, and the recognition that we move into this beautiful season of love with the light of truth and the energy that makes it all happen at a high, high level. So what I know is that God is my source. And where are we going? We are going higher yet. Where are we going? Higher yet. Where? Higher yet. And so it is. God bless you.